Welcome everybody to Burton for Burton Albion versus Ipswich Town, which can mean only two things. Firstly, I get to see my team, Ipswich, play, and secondly, it's our first League One game of the season. I'm just heading here down to the Pirelli. I've been a couple of times before. We're about 20 to 7, so team news in about 5 minutes. We're going to take in the sights and sounds of Burton. Right, okay, we're here at the ground and the team news is in. Few changes for Ipswich. Be interested to see how this one actually plays out now in terms of what Kieran McKenna's going to do. Wes Burns, sort of star wing-back down the right-hand side, is not in. Greg Lee's come in down the left-hand side for Leif Davis. Connor Chaplin's out and Caden Jackson is in. Sean Aluko is in as well. So could be a different, very different looking Ipswich side. And I wonder whether the shape might change. Not sure who's playing at right wing back in that regard. For Burton, two changes for them. The danger man, Davis Keeler Dunn, who scored a hat-trick at the weekend. Loads of goals in Burton's games so far. Most of them were going in the Burton net for the first two games. We did draw 4-4 at Accrington at the weekend, so hopefully a high scorer. Let's head inside for Burton versus Ipswich.
And there's our director Ray Benton with his two-speed pass, so maybe it's time to get out and get some energetic.
Wow, incredible start here. I don't know how Burton, having taken the lead, long throw bombed in the first minute. It headed on, hits the bar, goes up in the air, like lands down on the goal line and somehow doesn't go in. Ipswich lucky not to be behind, and it is indeed, as we guessed, a back four. Ropey start though for Ipswich. 20 gone here, 0-0. Burton are probably the better side, to be honest. That big chance after 1 minute is as close as anybody's got. Shaughnessy had to go off injured after that, which means he's left 2 games in the first minute this season. Burton are playing for sort of throw-ins and set plays and trying to hem Ipswich in. At the moment, Ipswich play the better football, but can't really do a hell of a lot of it. 20 gone, 0-0. Half time here, Burton 0, Ipswich 0. Hate to say it, really poor performance from Ipswich, who have come to Burton and not faced up to the kind of physicality and the long throws, and Burton hemming Ipswich in for a lot of that half. The two best chances both fell to Burton in the first minute from a long throw in. That set the tone. Quite how they didn't score from that, I don't know. And then Keeler Dunn, I think it was, arriving at the back post, the hat-trick hero from the weekend for Burton, put one over the crossbar when it looked like it was easier to score. This is a real battle of principles and philosophies here. It's really wet behind me on the pitch. It's windy. Ipswich are still trying to play their football. It's not working, and I'll be very interested to see if Kieran McKenna's going to make any changes to strategy, shape or system. If he doesn't, and this goes the same way, this could be a first defeat of the season for Ipswich, who are top of the league at the moment. It could be a first win for Burton. With my neutral hat on, nice and evenly poised, with my Ipswich hat on, not great. Not looking forward to the second half. Burton 0, Ipswich 0 half. We are about to start the second half. The Ipswich players have been sent out early, presumably they just had a rocket at half time. Anyway, if you're enjoying the video, please hit the like button. Wow, big start to the second half here. Much better from Ipswich. They've got in 3 really good positions, not really had the quality to kind of benefit from it. Ladapo clean through, horrible touch, and then Burton up the other end off a mistake there. Really should have scored round the keeper. It's then cut back, so heavy touch, blocked on the line, I think by Walton or the defender, but certainly opening up now. 56 gone, 0-0. $59 gone. Finally, Ipswich had clicked. It's a brilliant goal, actually. Worked through midfield, through Morsey. Goes down the left-hand side, leads in a crossing position, slips inside the harness, gets it out of his feet, edge of the box, drills it low into the net. If you'd asked me on 30 minutes, I'd have said not deserved at all. They've been much better in the second half. Our God, Burton 0, Ipswich 1, harness. 20 to go, still 1-0 to Ipswich. McKenna's gone to the bench now, triple substitution. Chaplin, John Jules, Vincent Young in, Jackson down the middle up front now, and they've gone back to the normal 3 at the back system, presumably looking to see this one out and keep that clean sheet.
All that means is me to wish you a very safe journey home.
And we are back to the car, and it was Burton 0, Ipswich Town 1. Ipswich get the win. They are top of the table, all on their lonesome with 10 points at the moment. Burton at the bottom, a single point for the Brewers and no wins yet this season, although I think they'll be a bit more encouraged by how close they were today than maybe in a couple of those other games. Look, from an Ipswich point of view, the start to the season has been absolutely brilliant, and the 10 points, and it's now 3 wins on the trot, also fantastic. There is a but coming, and you can look at this 2 ways, because in that first half, Ipswich could well have been 1 or 2 down, and yes, ultimately they have come to Burton in the wind and the rain and stood up to the long throws and the sort of physicality, which is absolutely fine. There are many ways to play football. On another day, they concede goals and they go behind, and this game ends differently. So yes, they have of course stood up to it and left with the win, but I do think Ipswich are going to need to build a bit more of a sense of robustness for games like this. I think maybe with hindsight, the back 4, maybe in a game like this in the future, might be a back 3 and just looking a little bit more sturdy at the back. But on the other side of the coin, Ipswich have come here and won. They have survived all the long throw-ins. Quite how that one in the first minute, I'm not entirely sure. And they've come away with the 3 points. In the second half, when it did become a bit more of a football match and Ipswich were able to get their foot on the ball, they could have scored more than the single goal. In fact, a bit of a lack of quality at times, letting them down. So, look, with my Ipswich hat on, I'm very happy to come here with the win. I do think on another day they were getting a bit beat up in the first half. On another day, this could have gone differently, and maybe a lesson learned early in the season that they do really need to firm themselves up for this type of game. Thank you everybody for watching. We've been nice and busy with the watch alongs so far this season, so if you click here you'll see a whole lovely playlist. They're all championship games, sorry any League One fans watching, of all the other watch alongs vlogs we've done this season.